Nations continues. England take on Italy, then it's Scotland-France. Watch every game live on BBC iPlayer.
Brand new judges, brand new competition.
Welcome to the MasterChef kitchen. I'm really impressed.
I would eat the whole lot. Mwah.
Let's find some talent.
The new series of MasterChef continues tonight at 8 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Welcome, Bank Holiday Monday night on BBC Two, buzzing for the final of the World Snooker. Ali live with you as skill meets destiny and a Crucible King is crowned.
Sheffield, my hometown, a proud town. A steel city full of football and music, industry and history. And every year for 17 days in spring, the centre of the snooker world. 32 of the finest players arrived. We saw thrills, skills, masterclasses and late-night battles. Now, just 2 remain. With the world's best coming together in a draw full of quality, what has set the true contenders apart? Mentality, going the distance, hitting the heights. Endurance, staying long enough, strong enough to see off all opponents. Getting over every hurdle. Pushing for the line. Showing grit and a cutting edge that Sheffield would be proud of. The final session. The first to 18 frames. One winner to emerge as the champion in a race for a prize like no other. The gold awaits.
Good evening. The incredible Dame Jessica Ennis-Hill forged Sheffield steel into Olympic gold at London's Games. And tonight in her home city, a curious crucible alchemy will take place in which we'll turn gold standard snooker into century-old silver. This prize. Shaun Murphy has waited over 2 decades to get his hands on this trophy once again, but his 22-year-old opponent, China's Wu Yize, is in an awfully big hurry to win it for the first time. And it's Wu's wow factor that's put him in front as we come into the last session of this year's World Championship final.
It's the final day of the 2026 World Snooker Championship.
A nervy opening frame from Wu. A tricky snooker in the Magician 21 points in fouls and another frame on the board. His deficit reduced to 2.
Quite tense out there, which is understandable.
In frame 19, Shaun Murphy's great start continues. A wonderful 2-ball plant gets him in.
Judged the perfection there.
And a nice break at 76 wins him the frame. He's only 1 behind, 10-9.
Murphy piles on the pressure and wins the frame with a break of 52. Played 3, won 3, we're all square.
What a start for the Magician.
It's been one-way traffic so far today. A break of 59 from Murphy, followed by a 55. He takes his 4th straight frame and goes 1 up, 11-10.
Wu continues to struggle in frame 22 with a missed black off the spot. The Magician gets in and shows no mercy. It's his 5th frame in a row.
Beautifully struck.
Wu shows tremendous character in frame 23 with a break of 64, stopping the rock.
I think Wu has regained his composure.
He's only 1 behind now.
Wu looks to have recovered his confidence with a break of 46, and it's 12-all going into the final frame of the session.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
The momentum swings back into Wu's corner. He's got his Wu Joe back. It's all to play for. He's one ahead going into the final session.
So here we go. Good evening to our Crucible crowd. Good evening to all of you at home. And good evening to our brilliant world champions, Steve Davis and Stephen Hendry, who have lifted this trophy 13 times on nights like these. Steve, we have got ourselves a thriller in the making this evening, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been an absolutely fantastic tournament. Both these players have got through amazing semi-finals, and I've got a feeling there's going to be a few twists in the tail this evening.
Indeed. It's 15 years, Stephen, since we last had a 13-12 scoreline coming into the final session. What has Wu Yiza shown us today, and indeed throughout the last few days here?
I thought he showed unbelievable character today. I thought he was gone when he'd lost the first 5 frames in a row this afternoon. I couldn't see him winning a frame. Somehow he managed to get together, and he played absolutely flawless snooker the last 3 frames. Incredible.
Shaun Murphy, of course, desperate to become only the 7th player, like you guys, to win it more than once here. What price is experience on nights like this, do you think?
Maybe not as much as you think. I think it's nerve, and it's bottle and a little bit of luck thrown into the equation. But, you know, just because you're playing against a young 22-year-old in his first World Championship, don't expect that person to fold.
Indeed. And Wu Yiza, of course, trying to make it back-to-back wins for China.
Yeah.
Xia Xintong 12 months ago. Are we seeing the floodgates begin to open for that nation here?
Incredible. Both players play swashbuckling snooker, Xintong and Wu Yiza. Both long potting, incredible. When they get in, they score so heavily. It's so difficult to stop.
You know, Steve, is there anything quite so both alluring and terrifying as an 18 frames winning line on a night like tonight? What's it like going into this session?
You're desperate to get off to a good start, but I'm not so sure that what's going to happen this evening won't mirror what happened this afternoon. The player in front started to play worse because all of a sudden the finishing line was getting closer and the other person then started to relax. That's maybe the story that continues. Then we've got a cliffhanger.
We shall see. Our 17-day marathon of the mind is reaching the finishing line. If Shaun Murphy gets there first, he'll set an incredible record for the longest gap between world titles of 21 years, superseding Mark Williams' weight for a third success here of 15. But Wu Yiza could usurp Shaun as the second youngest champion in history by 63 days at the age of 22. This man's going places and quickly. So a possible 10 more frames is going to sort it out between these two. And MC Rob Walker, here they come.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a player who came over from China with his dad at the age of 16 with a distant dream of glory. And here he is, about to emerge 5 frames away from our sport's ultimate title, bidding to become the youngest overseas champion in Crucible history. The crowd have roared him on every single step of the way, and they will do again tonight. Here he comes, the lean, mean potting machine, Wu Yiza! His opponents, back at the venue he first fell in love with when he came to watch as a boy. After a fabulous fortnight, he's 6 frames away from reclaiming the crown he won 21 years ago. Becoming a multiple world champion would mean more than everything else he's done in a glittering career. What a story it would be. What a man he's become. Shaun the Magician Murphy.
So the woos have rung out at first, and now we're in a disco inferno. Burn, baby, burn. It is hot in here tonight. So who will become our 2026 champion, Murphy or Woo? Let's find out in the company of two world champions in the commentary box. It's good evening to Ken Doherty and John Parrott.
Thank you, Hazel, and good evening, everybody. And to tell you that the atmosphere is crackling in here would be a massive understatement. We're down to two players. It's in the final furlong. Who's going to stretch out and get past that winning post? That's what it's all about, Ken.
Oh, yeah, and what a welcome for both players. Gets the hairs in the back of your neck standing on. What must those two players be feeling as well as the handshake comes? First to 18 for that beautiful trophy.
Thank you. The 26th frame.
What a final we have in store.
Well, much has been made of the break that Sean Murphy's been using, but there's definitely a red here that hasn't been popping its nose out. Nice to start with this one going in.
Well, he has missed many of those. There's obviously going to be a little bit of nerves for both players. But a little let off for Sean for sure. Can he cut this red in through the gap? He can. Now the cue ball needs to slow up or keep going so he could have the brown into the middle. Sort of
Not while the
betwixt.
players at the table, please.
A little bit betwixt and between. So
Green ball.
just roll up to the green here.
Sean Murphy won.
Yeah, I have to say that the one downside of that break that Sean Murphy does off the third red is the black just seems to go safe every time. It just keeps getting stuck on the top cushion. Which isn't ideal.
Yeah, it seems to happen quite a lot, doesn't it, with that black going very close to that. I think there's so many moving reds, John, you know, from that break. That one always seems to knock it towards that top cushion. Yeah, you'd like to get the cue ball somewhere between yellow and brown here. Yeah, you could go up the right-hand side of the table. The problem is that it's straightforward for Wu Yize coming back up that side. Now, if he can swing the cue ball back between yellow and brown, there's a bit more traffic down the left-hand side of the table. But he's got to be careful. He doesn't knock a red towards his left corner. That's what he's having a little look at.
Yeah, it was a quite remarkable performance this afternoon from Wu Yize. It looked like he was on the canvas. Absolutely agreed with Stephen. He looked like he wasn't going to win a frame, and then from somewhere he found three frames that were absolutely excellent. And though Sean Murphy won the session, he'd have been disappointed the way it finished as he hits the bump in the middle pocket.
Oh, that's a big mistake. Straightforward, that safety shot. And he's left the red into this right corner. And it's just the type of start that you would like in a situation like this. Put a few balls. Pink will be available into at least 3 of the 4 pockets. We were in the studio watching the first session today, John, and you know, the first 5 frames, he was totally all at sea, but his composure and resilience, the way he came back in those last 3 frames, was so impressive, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, lots of players can play, lots of players can make breaks. But can you play during adversity? That's what separates the also-rans from the best. And he might only be 22, but he's certainly going to be one of the best very quickly, as he is indeed now. Only going to get better.
Well, it's not the best positional shot he's played. He's 6 or 8 inches short of the being nicely on this pink. The cue ball gone away from the reds.
Yeah, he was thinking about change of plan, maybe blue. But he can drop this in. It just means he's going to be mid-distance as opposed to close for the next red. As the pink goes in. I mean, it was a feature of quite a few of the breaks in the semi-final that he made. He left the cue ball a fair old way from the object ball, but it never bothered him. He backed himself to knock them in. In an ideal world, you'd be a lot closer, but it doesn't seem to bother him too much.
I just wonder if he pots this red, can he go close to the black and maybe bring that out? No, we're trying to find a gap, and he's played that well. Good shot. Lovely control.
Yeah, that last shot was very impressive, because not only did he get the gap, he managed to do it without putting any side on the ball. That would have widened the angle and maybe got a contact, but he potted a plain ball, which isn't always easy to do.
$29.
There's a wonderful sound when he hits the ball, isn't there? He just cracks the ball into the back of the leather of the pocket. He just strikes it with so much authority and precision.
35. $36.
Yeah, those 2 reds to the left of the pink, the bottom one, my pot. He's played in an area where he might be on that, and if he's not, he's on the one on the left. So that's how you break build. There's an example of it there. Played in an area.
He's a tall young man, well over 6 feet, but he's going to need a little bit of the extension at the bottom of the cue. But sometimes change the dynamics of the cue, just extra weight. It's just got to be judged this perfectly. Doesn't want to hit it too hard. And he's okay. He's nicely on the pink, and I think he's got a nice angle on the pink now to maybe play on that red you mentioned, John.
Yeah, he's actually come a little bit low on it, but he can have the other one.
48.
Got to be it's quite tricky, that red, because obviously the black could be in the way, so he may have to go back to the original red I mentioned. Okay, a little bit short on the blue, but stunning between brown and yellow. A little bit of left-hand side and back down the table. Looking good.
54. $55.
Well, there's been a quality break, considering the black has been totally out of commission. He's constructed this break beautifully. And what a start from the young man.
61.
Just this red required to leave Sean needing a snooker. But plenty more to come after this for sure. Great start from Wu Yuza.
Yes, I'm sure Sean was hoping that opportunity was going to come to him, but he's had to sit in the chair and watch this, which is start go for the final session is very impressive. Yeah, he's just dropped on that red. The gap. Already well over the line, but just knock this in. Make sure opponent doesn't come back looking for snookers. And it's in.
69.
Another wonderful part and sound.
74. 75.
Top, maybe. It'd be interesting to see how he's going to react tonight. So young, but on the precipice of greatness. And was he going to balk? Was he going to be nervous? Well, he's answering all those questions. And this, as a double goes in and nicely on the black. This is really quality stuff.
Well, this will be some shot to get on the last red. He takes the pink. Well, yeah, it was some shot, yeah. Just stop it, why don't you? Well, what an absolutely magnificent visit that is. First frame of the evening section. Has he got any nerves? I don't think so. What a fantastic break from Wu Yuza. He leads 14-12.
Well, welcome arena side in our little bubble studio here. We're all crammed in here. It's claustrophobic, but we love it in here, especially on nights like tonight. Goodness me, Wu Yuza survived and weathered the Murphy storm 5 in a row this afternoon. That's 4 in reply. He's motoring, Stephen.
Yeah, as I said after the end of the afternoon session, even though there was a break before tonight, he regained the momentum and he just carried it on, aided by a poor safety shot from Sean. But what a difference the way he started this afternoon. Yeah. And absolutely indeed, bang on it straight away. What a difference even the way he walked down the stairs. He just seemed to have gone into his shell a little this afternoon. Maybe the occasion seemed to get to him, but he's rediscovered himself out there now.
Yeah, I think if you win the World Championship, when you win it, you usually look back and go, oh, that was my bad session, but I recovered from it. So maybe that was his bad session. And it does feel like now, all of a sudden, the adrenaline's pumped up a bit more. Both players know the excitement in the crowd has risen a little bit more. And the best players in the world, and these two are the best of this year's tournament, obviously, that's why they're there, they will rise to the occasion. So expect some superhuman performances tonight, I think.
This young man is only 22 years of age, but he's been around for a very long time on the radar of a certain Stephen Hendry. And how about this, Stephen? We have a picture of you two together. And he was only, what, 8 years of age?
8 years old. I showed him it last night and he's asked him how old he was. He said 8 years old, yeah. Yeah, it's incredible, yeah. God, I'm old.
Did you have any idea? Had you seen him playing at that point?
No, I knew he played snooker, but no idea what was to come. But it's incredible. I've met, as Steve has, I've met so many of these young players in China. They start so young. It's incredible.
You see, the trailblazers you are. Look who's following in your wake. Back we go.
Yeah, lovely photograph. And here he is on the world stage, playing incredible snooker.
Yeah, I was talking to Ronnie in the practice room right at the start of the tournament, and Wu Yizi was playing on the other table while Ronnie was practicing, and he looked at me and he winked and he went, "He's going to be a world champion." I don't know whether he meant within the next fortnight, but that's because that could happen. But he was absolutely adamant when he'd been practicing with him that he'd seen enough to let him know that Wu Yizi was definitely going to win this championship at some point. Could be today.
Sort of half attempt at that, but safety was his priority, of course. Such an acute angle. You get one of those and maybe 10, but
yeah, type of frame with that red in the balk area where it's usually going to be keeping the cue ball down this end, but Sean thought he could cut that one in. Doesn't want another bump he had in the first frame.
I'm just having a look here. Is he going to possibly play the double into the right centre? Wouldn't be leaving anything. Here we go. Not this time. But you see the cue ball. Worth a try. Plenty of benefits if it did go in.
Yeah, Sean can't really play a double in the other middle pocket because he'd leave the one on the right. So, as I say, this is what usually happens when there's a red in the balk area. Unless one player can actually remove it. He's just looking at it because it's not really in his favour to play all this tactical stuff when he wants to get on with it. He can play it. He's absolutely, he's adept, but it's not really suiting his game.
Yeah, and on his way to the final, he's overcome, well, two of the toughest match players on the circuit, Mark Selby. He overcame 13-11, and of course that epic semi-final against Mark Allen. Incredible. So he knows his way around the table as well as his extremely good long ball game and of course his high score. And now can he cut this one into the right centre pocket?
Far too thick. Well, he's had a right result to finish there and not hit anything. Yeah, that's a good run of the ball. He was up off the shot quickly, he knew he'd hit it too thick. But definitely not the worst result.
Just wondering, could Sean play that red in bulk? He was looking at it, but back behind the black again.
Well, you'd have to say, after missing that once again, he's had a favourable run of the ball there. Fortune favours the brave. That's got a shot here when you could play cushion first with a load of left-hand side if you wanted and chip the red down, but Sean's played that one. It wasn't a great shot from Sean, it has to be said. If you're going to play the shot he played, you had to get the cue ball tight on that bottom cushion there, so he couldn't play that return. Looked a simple little shot, but you had to get it right. He got that one right.
Very good return. It's probably his best safety shot so far.
Yeah, the only thing with this fella is loads of people have played the best safety shots. He's ended up knocking a red in. Very dangerous when it comes to the long game. You think you've got him trapped. All of a sudden he knocks one in. Just wondering whether he's thinking about taking one of these.
He looks the potter's way out of trouble, but this time he's left a nice opener for Sean. A red into the right centre, this red just behind the black. He'll be looking for a response. Let's see what Sean Murphy can muster up here, but you need a response and you need it quickly.
One.
He's produced two exceptional sessions in this year's championship. One was against the current champion, Zhao Xintong, to knock him out. The final session of that, Sean, was magnificent. And of course, the last 4 frames against John Higgins. So that's what he's looking for. And he probably needs a performance of the same ilk. Well, I hope that red goes in the middle, because a positional shot is in no man's land otherwise.
You know, I think he was playing for the red that's closest to the right centre. The red just to the right of the pink, I think, pots into this left corner. And he might be able to stretch over and reach it. But he wasn't playing for this red. He's okay, good recovery.
No.
was a good strike to make sure that he got on this red in the middle. It's actually
60.
blocking the pocket off. It's one you'd like to get rid sooner rather than later.
$17.
Yeah, there was nothing available into the left or right corner, so he's going to take this red into the left centre, and that will open up another red just to the left of it. Nicely played.
25.
Nicely on the black.
Yeah, it's imperative that he wins the frame in one visit here. He's got to restamp some authority on this match in the scoring department. So his opponent, if he makes mistakes, he's going to win in one visit as well. Tough school, I know, but you've got to do it.
$33.
That red to the right of the blue is a little bit of a nuisance for Sean. He'll have to just pop this green and drop the red in the middle and be on the blue, but that red to the right is hampering that.
$36. $37.
There's a couple of reds he could play on here, but the one that would really help is the one just underneath the pink spot, down into this bottom right corner pocket. Yeah, just below the pink, because that would open up the red just to the right. You can play for pink or black here.
39.
Oh, he hasn't played the right cannon. It's gone slightly wrong. He's hampered. He's trying to kiss into the two reds and just clear the pathway for this pink into the left centre. Got to be careful with this. They're tricky, those shots, aren't they, John? You could easily put a little bit aside and just
46.
veer it offline.
Yeah, you've got to keep the cue straight and just put hardly any pace into it. You don't knock it offline with a bit of side. Taking these well so far, although he's probably hitting the ball a little bit too well at the moment. Getting so much work on the cue ball. So
shot.
54.
Needs one more good pot. I don't think he's on this red just to the right of the blue, so he's going to have to play the red just to the right of the pink. No problem. And that should guarantee the frame, you would think, from here.
I suppose only what you'd expect in a world final. Two players playing at the top of the game, punch and counter punch. I think you might be getting a lot of this before it's all over. User couldn't ask for a better start, and this has been an excellent visit from Sean Murphy. Really has.
Yeah, great response. Needed it. And we'd like one more red just to guarantee that his opponent
69.
stays his chair. What a start to this evening session from both players.
So eventually he's got around to this red next to the blue.
76. $77. $82.
Shame there was no century, but a wonderful 82 break from the former champion, Sean Murphy. He cuts the deficit, but Wu Yize still leads by 14 frames to 13.
And now it's Sean Murphy who stopped the rot after losing 4 in a row. And this is bubbling up rather promisingly, Steve, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you would expect the best 2 players in the tournament to be firing by the end of the tournament. Doesn't always pan out like that, but they've come out pretty much all guns blazing. And Sean Murphy, great performance after Wu Yize got away with it a couple of times earlier in that frame. But eventually Sean got his chance, and even though he wasn't perfect positionally all the time, he recovered well, and that's it's always nice to have an early confidence booster in a session.
Yeah, it's his 5th final. He's waited 5 years to get back here, and he's waited 21 years to get his hands on this silverware again. It's really hard to win this for a second time. It wasn't for you, gentlemen. You did it with consummate ease, clearly. But what is it about getting over the hurdle for a second time that is trickier?
I'm not sure. I mean, he's been in the era of obviously the class of '92 and you know the Selbys, the Sullivans, the Higgins, and Martin. So it's probably been in one of the toughest eras to win these things. I think you've just got to play your game. You just got to play to your strengths. I don't think you can sort of make any big grand plans to do it. When you get out there, you feel it. You feel the pressure as you feel it. You've just got to try and play your snooker. And I was sitting there trying to work out who, if it is, Steve says all guns blazing, a gunfight, who comes out on top here tonight? Because it's like, I kind of think it suits Wu Yize a little bit more if it's just a straight out go for everything and see what happens. But Sean can mix it in that game as well.
He can, yes, and as we see the ref cam there, we're introducing that in our final this time. It's interesting, he's now working with Peter Ebdon, has been since, December 2024. 6 weeks later, went on to win the Masters. It was his first Triple Crown title for 10 years. He said, I thought those days were over. They're not. And he really seems to have added quite a lot of steel to his game, and he credits Peter Ebdon for that. Do you see that steel now?
Well, he certainly is giving it a few more fist pumps when he wins and that, yeah. And, it's OK being the gentleman out there, and it's OK to be the showman as well. That's fantastic. But sometimes you need to be a little bit nasty sometimes. That's not to say Peter Ebdon's nasty at all. But you need to somehow sort of get the juices flowing. And it may be the case that players over the years, they try different coaches, and somewhere down the line it clicks. In the same way as a manager of a football club clicks for a while. But initially, sometimes they're the best moments. So they're working together as a team, and they obviously enjoy each other's company, and it's working.
Sean said he thought he was too soft-centred, and he was trying to fix that. Did you believe that?
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of... He's definitely more focused. There's a lot of sort of, looking around the place. But I tend to think, if you can't be focused in this arena, in this session, on your own, I don't know. You shouldn't be there.
Both of them are on it tonight, aren't they? Back we go, frame 28.
Well, there's an unusual thing. Sean Murphy's gone and broke the other side this time, so maybe the last one, which left the red out, he wasn't too happy with. He swapped over. Actually, doesn't look too bad a break.
Yeah, good attempt, but pretty good safety. This one is going over the left corner. He won't be happy with that. Good cue ball, but well, the problem for Will taking this red on. Cue ball and could be going into the base of the pack, but he could hold for the black. Doesn't have to hit this too hard. Yeah, it was going into the base of the pack. Would have preferred a fuller contact. And he would have been on the black into the right corner now. What do you do here? A little wry smile. He doesn't like turning down shots, does he, John? He wants to take it on, but it's difficult.
Yeah, it's certainly a very fine cut in the middle pocket on the blue. That's what he's going to do. Don't think he'll be taking it up into the yellow pocket. So it's going to be quite skinny, this. Well, it was into the top pocket. What a shot that is. Absolutely fabulous pot. No hesitation.
6.
And the difference is with that one, this afternoon he had one of those and he took a little bit more time than he usually would, and he ended up missing it. That one was just his usual routine, and then it went. Great pop.
Seven.
Okay, it didn't go into the middle of the pocket, but it's in, and he's nicely on the blue. Now, what does he do? Play for a loose red, or does he try and develop reds? He's just had a look at the pack. He doesn't have to play into the pack here, but there's other options. Yeah, he's going to play for the loose one.
Yeah, this is the key ball, because once you get this away, you've got to clear to the black spot.
12.
Black will go in both pockets. And this was a key ball straight away. Clear this.
30. $20. $20.
I think he's just past the line. He's got a slight angle. He wanted a little bit more, but it's just okay. Yeah, the red below the pink pots into this bottom right corner.
26.
But at some stage, he's going to need an angle on one of these colours. Oh, wow. Concentrating on position. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, do you know, I think the red's slightly closer to the pink than he first thought when he played it. And I think he's just made sure he's got enough of the red and didn't get a double hit on the pink and red together. Because of that, he's ended up missing the pot. It wasn't a total full ball he had there.
One.
Well, This is a key shot, goes without saying. Can he develop these reds? He hit them well enough. It just need to go by that first red that he hit full ball. There's a possible cut on. Yeah, good shot, very good recovery, and a good cue ball. It looks like it's perfect. Love the way he played that properly. Players that have played that hard because he didn't like the shot, but Sean dropped it in so he could keep the cue ball and deserves everything he gets.
Round ball.
He's left himself a little bit further away than he would have liked. No problem.
Awesome.
Both players, John, looking so good, so confident tonight.
Yeah, I think Sean's hitting it great. I have to be honest with you. I think it's the cue action looks silky smooth, great authority.
20.
Little surprise with that miss from Wu Yiza, but as I say, maybe that red was a little bit close to the pink for comfort, but still fancy them knocking it in. But whatever, he's got to hope that Sean Murphy breaks down. Not obviously totally straightforward. You can see where 3 of the reds are. So it's not going to be an easy clearance, this.
27.
Yeah, already eyeing up the score, which means that he's going to need 2 of those 3 reds that you mentioned, John, safe ones. So he's thinking plenty of shots ahead here.
28.
That if he clears up these loose reds with high value colours, how many of those reds will he need?
$35. $36.
Yeah, the red that's up furthest up the table on the right hand side is usually one you can get to off the pink. It's a pretty simple cannon further down the line if you need to get that one off the cushion. That was nicely played from Sean. He had to play with reverse side, although he's not quite got up enough. So this is now a tricky pot
43.
into a blind pocket. He was just off straight on that black. It was a horrible angle he'd left.
He'd be so disappointed. He was in a wonderful position there, and it looks like we can't even take this red on, so it's just a safety. Chances missed. He wants to wait for a better one.
Sean Murphy. 43.
Yeah, very good 43, but he could be kicking himself, Ken. He didn't get more. It shows you done it. You know the red that's stuck on the top cushion, if he'd have been off angle playing on those tables maybe a couple of years ago, he'd have dropped on that one and played it down the cushion. But because these pockets have been so tight in the championship, players are leaving those to the last resort. So the tightness of the pockets is changing the way the game's being played, and it's a good thing.
That's good length of cue ball, but this young man would be taking this red on. Oh, and he's moved the red that was on the top cushion, and it looks like he's put it into a potable position. Once again, look at the scoreboard. 3 reds and blacks. Would only put him 41 ahead. Would still 43 remain. That's what he's trying to work out.
Yeah, I don't know whether he'll think about it now, but as I say, that red that's on the right-hand side near the middle pocket is a lot easier to remove from the pink, but he's going to get the reds and blacks first and come back to that. Doesn't have to move that one, of course. He can drop in behind the other one, the other red, and try and drop that down the cushion. So let's see how he goes about it.
Yeah, when he puts this, just leave the cue ball just left to the black and nice angle to try and get in behind one of those reds.
70.
And that looks pretty good. All he has to do is get behind this red and just drop it down the cushion. And that looks absolutely inch perfect. There'll be no heroics as he just consults the scoreboard
20.
once more.
Yeah, very well done. Just make sure you knock this in as well. Yep, it's in. Very good this from Sean Murphy. Who years a looks on. Once again, we're going to be all square. Not there. And a very good effort. Won a couple of visits. That's all you need to do. Well, I don't know which way it's going to go, and I don't think Ken does either. We just have to watch and see how it comes out. It's 14 all.
Well, I hope you haven't made any other plans tonight, because this looks like it's going a very long way. Assessment of the way Sean Murphy has got himself back into this match, 14 frames apiece.
Yeah, you've got to sort of admire what he does. It's relentless snooker, but played by both players. But when you get your chance, you've got to try and make the most of it. And it's easy when you're behind to drop your head, but that's never been the case with Sean in this event. Williams had the best chance. Missed that red into the corner pocket. I didn't think it was that tough, but I don't know. He may have been hampered by the pink.
As I always say, it's the easy shots that cost you. And maybe that will decide who wins tonight, who misses the least easy balls when they're in.
Yeah, perhaps we also have to look back to the strength of Sean Murphy's play in the closing sessions of his last couple of matches, obviously against Xiao Tong, the last year's champion, from 9-all, won at 13-10, and then, of course, 13-15 behind against John Higgins to win the last 4. He seems to have found something when the going is at its toughest in these moments.
Well, I think what he's got is pretty basic. He's played very well all season. So he's got inner confidence in his game. He knows he's playing well, and that means everything. If you're not confident in your game, if you don't think you're playing well, you're not going to score, you're not going to pot the ball. So I think he's just got that basic sort of grounding from the season of good play, basically.
Yeah. And indeed, this is his 4th big ranking final of the season. He won 1, obviously, and he's been in another 2 before this one. And actually, I should tell you about the world rankings, because as of today, this is how it's changed because of the format in this final. We've got Sean Murphy, who's moved up to world number 5. Best he's ever been, by the way, is 3, and could go second if he were to win this title. Wu Yi is currently at 9, would go 4th if he were to win the title, and that would mean that we would still have 5 Chinese players in the top 16. We could have 2 in the top 4, actually, with Xiao Tong and Wu Yiza. And of course, with Neil Robertson of Australia up there at number 2, we would have 3 overseas players in the top 4. How times are changing, guys. And there's Ronnie O'Sullivan at number 14 right now. It's fascinating the way things are moving, Stephen.
Yeah, would you like to fancy Ronnie O'Sullivan as a qualifier next year in the first round?
Interesting, isn't it?
Below
Yeah.
the 16.
But so many changes and so much movement from players from overseas now.
Yeah, and the top 16 is pretty volatile these days because they have different cut-off points throughout the season, so it makes for an exciting ranking list these days.
It does. Back we go. This is the last before the interval.
Big frame for the mid-session interval. What wonderful snooker we've already been treated to. These two men playing at the top of their game. Wonderful pots and break building. And safety when needed.
Yeah, he's got a fairly straightforward shot, but what he's worried about is chipping a red towards the corner. Which is why he's ended up trying to play the dump shot, which he just about got away with, I think. Maybe a red up into the yellow pocket, but as I say, the dump shot, he didn't want a double kiss.
Well, that red may not be on. It's pretty tight, but there is a red on into the left centre. And he's just come around. Have a look. What would he be leaving? The red above the black is a possibility, so he's got to keep the cue ball lower along that line.
I mean, the shots in the middle pockets these boys pot are just sometimes outrageous, aren't they? Because there's not much to look at when you get down behind the shot. So much so that, as you say, couldn't play the one I'd said up to the yellow, and the one in the middle wasn't particularly appetising, so he did the right thing and run for cover.
He's not on the brown or green, but he has the advantage. He could put. He's in a lot of trouble here when he comes back to the table. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck, don't you, John? And even at this level, but it could have been better. That cue ball tight behind the brown.
Yeah, I think you need a bit more of attention with it there, because he's basically just left what should be an easy escape. Although saying that, because that side of the pack he was always going to roll into, I thought he might have tried to get the cue ball to the other side of the brown to stop that shot, but anyway, that's history. I'm not so sure that this pot's on for sure. Object ball and cue ball very close together. But he really should have blocked that escape off.
Simple safety shot is back up where the cue ball is now, but if he tries to be a little bit more extravagant, if he can get the cue ball over behind yellow and brown, that would make it a lot more difficult for a return of safety for Sean Murphy. Doesn't want to hit the bump, and that's what Sean did a couple of frames ago. Such fine margins between these two players, and well, he's left the red.
because it was too thin. And there is a red above the black spot to the left of it. One. And he'll settle for that. It was graze on the black as it went back up the table. The only thing is, even if he pots this, is anything going to go? He's looking at the bottom red of the cluster, just wondering whether the red just below the black will pot in the opposite corner.
Well, he's one of the best players on the circuit, if not the best. And well, that was an absolute gem of a rest shot.
Yeah, I didn't think he could generate that, Ken. That was an absolute pearler. That was beautiful shot with the rest.
Played a little cannon on that red that he's closest to with the cue ball. Just held it nicely.
$70. $24.
Yeah, when he puts this red, he may be releasing one more red into the left corner pocket. But if not, you can get a nice angle on the black off this red.
25.
There's a red at the top of the cluster that'll definitely pot in the middle pocket. Might be playing this around the angles. Try and stay on that one. Yeah, hit that lovely. Really nice.
$32.
Yeah, in an ideal world, you'd like to dig down on this pink and just stun it in and hold for the red that's closest to it, but I don't know whether he can do that. Well, he can. Oh, no. I didn't see that coming. It wasn't that difficult.
Yeah, he was just, would have loved to have been just free of those reds with the cue ball. It was unmissable then, but when you're digging down on a cue ball, just put a little bit aside. What a chance missed now. What can Muguruza do here? He needs a split on these reds. He's got plenty of cue power. There we go. Oh, well, that doesn't look too good unless he's left a possible plant, but it's not great.
8.
No, shake it ahead. Not on anything. The plant's not on. It's a safety shot.
Yeah, it's a type of shot you almost think, well, they're bound to be on one. Hit it that hard, and it's funny how they can come out, and it's usually when you need it the most. So Sean Murphy's mistake on the pink doesn't look like it's going to cost him many points. And he must have been fearing the worst.
Louisa. 8.
Well, decent safety shot, but he's left a possibility here for Uyeza. Long red once again. Got to avoid the black with the cue ball.
He just gets so many of those type of shots.
Such a high percentage return on them. Another cracking pot. Give myself a chance.
Yeah, that department's come back in no uncertain terms. It was slightly ropey earlier this afternoon. Couldn't pot a long ball. And he lost those 5 frames, but it's come roaring back. So chance number 2.
Green ball.
It was a lovely shot. He just played that with a lot of bottom on the cue ball, sort of dragging the cue ball to hold it for this red into the right centre.
Yeah, play on pink here, because that little triangle of 3 reds, the top one possible through the gap. So he landed absolutely plumb on the pink.
In 11.
He's got a little angle on this red. He can play a little cannon here off the red, just to the left of it, and split the 2 reds into open play.
Oh, he played the little cannon. He forgot about the pot, and that's 2 reds.
Now he's missed into that same pocket. Could be very costly.
What? Six.
Yes, leave himself half ball here.
7.
Cannon, flick one of the reds away. Can play on the loose one first if he wants, but the right hand red of those 2. Nice firm cannon into there. Well, I don't know whether he played it. He may have just played to slip past it. Didn't seem like a downside to play it there, but anyway, we'll get round to it now.
I'm a little bit surprised he didn't play it, John. He had the perfect angle on that black. And just any sort of little contact on the right-hand red of those 2 beneath the pink would have been perfect. Now he's desperate to get an angle after potting this red on either black or pink. And you don't want to be straight. And he looks like he's straight on the black. So he's missed a trick there, unless this red pots into maybe the yellow pocket, but he's definitely missed a trick with that black. Should have played you a shot.
Yeah, the other thing about playing it, when I mentioned it, was the fact the cue ball was going towards the other loose red on the right, so even if you didn't get the cannon right, you would have been on the right-hand red anyway. I can only think he just missed the cannon, surely.
22.
It's very unusual for Sean. He's made this hard work this visit. Not like him at all.
Straight forward.
Sean Murphy.
To the ball carrier, yeah, but once again, I think both players are feeling the importance of this frame before the mid-session interval. Desperate to have a lead. Plays the dump shot. He's got to be careful of the double kiss here. Well, one of these reds, if not both of them, are potable into this green pocket. Well, he's got so close. And has he left this red? I think he has, you know. He's on this red into the yellow pocket. But it's far from easy, this.
It's a great putt. I would have been absolutely delighted to see it sneak past the brown. A kiss on the brown and it would have been dead. But when it's finished is absolutely lovely. And Sean Murphy might be absolutely kicking himself. He didn't play that cannon earlier because that really should have been end of frame. This could be huge.
Yeah, because it was a wonderful chance. Really is it. Just a straightforward red into that right corner pocket. His second one of the night. Is he going to be let off the hook? And snatched his frame. Oh, well, this one's not the best shot. Hold on. Hold on. This is not ideal.
Tell you what, that was pretty good on the top, that shot. Because players might have been tempted to play that Feynman and go around the angles, but then you'd be bringing a ball colour in the way. So to drop it in dead weight, good nerve.
12.
What a frame. And what a steal this could be.
Yes, and it could prove to be the most pivotal frame. And here's the cannon
14.
that he should have played into that right-hand red. Just freed both of them.
60.
And that was the chance missed. But yeah, how important and how pivotal will this frame prove to be?
90.
I'm sure there's going to be a few more twists and turns before we get to 18, but fascinating stuff.
Oh, this is a wonderful sport, and we're used to seeing players making 100 after 100, but you can't quite beat the excitement of a couple of players missing pots they shouldn't in the heat of battle. And Wu Yiza missed a couple of chances already in this frame. I must have thought he wasn't going to get another one, but he's taken these brilliantly so far. Pink and black for a massive steal.
34.
What a frame of snooker this has been. Well played, Wu Yiza. Well, how big a frame will that be before the players go off for their cup of tea? Sean Murphy looked like he was going to win it for all money, but it's not the case. And Wu Yiza leads 15 frames to 14. Plenty more where that came from.
And what a time for some grand larceny out there, a bit of stealing going on, and beautifully taken by Wu Yiza, wasn't it? For all the world, it looked like Sean Murphy was marching in front there, but beautiful red to the yellow pocket.
Yeah, a fabulous shot. Sean got very close to his pot, and you could say a little bit unlucky to leave the red over the pocket, but it wasn't so much the pot, it was how well he had to strike the cue ball to get it out of bulk. OK, you can say a little bit fortunate maybe to get in between green and brown, but he deserved that. He deserved to be nice on the brown. Fabulous shot.
Yeah, then he butchered a red and left himself so close to the cushion. He was in all sorts of trouble, and the only thing he had to do was be as brave as possible to play this in dead weight to stop the cue ball going behind the yellow. So much pressure on those shots. You've got to hit the ball positively but softly, and that was the springboard to win that frame. But it was anybody's that. Sean missed the trick of cannoning the reds apart with the two that Ken highlighted. Wood just missed an easy red earlier on. It was full of the twists and turns that I still think we're going to see more of them. I don't think you can predict what's going to happen.
And I think we're starting to use words like pressure and weakness and combinations of the two coming up now.
Yeah, I think the longer this goes, or the closer it gets to the winning line, you'll see the sort of, I think, the centuries and those dry up a little bit. I think it'll be, as I said earlier, whoever makes the least unforced errors.
What could you tell yourself in moments like this, as you could see the finish line approaching? Was there anything you could do to try and control your emotions out there? What did you do, Steve?
No, I think you just have to have it in you. It's something, in a way, you can't teach. I don't think, and actually, you know, arguably coaching, you can't, it's just whether you've got the ability to stay in the moment and not think into the future and worry about what's gone. And that's something that some players can do, others don't do it so well.
Yeah, you can't have that blue that Wu Yiza had and think, oh, well, you'll give time to, oh, what would my coach say here? What should I do here? You can't. You just got to play an instinct, and hopefully it serves you well.
All right, gentlemen, well, I think I'll try and sum up the sense of optimism and confidence that we all felt coming here to Sheffield this year, because it was greeted by the news, of course, and precipitated by the news that this great championship is going to be staying in Sheffield until at least 2045. This little theatre is going to get a very big makeover, and we're going to put an extra 500 seats in, taking the capacity to around 1,500. And that's going to be going on in the next 2 to 3 years. And this announcement has been warmly, warmly welcomed by both the businesses and the people of the Steel City.
I've spent half my adult life on this stage. I was born just down the road, and this club's been making Sheffield laugh for over 30 years. So we know a bit about a setup and punchline. And for years, people thought the punchline had been written for the Crucible. It's too small, it's too old, it's outdated. But this is Sheffield. We're made of steel. We know you don't forge something for 50 years, just to break at the first sign of pressure.
Snooker will stay put.
Here to stay, how Snooker's World Championship will remain at the historic Crucible Theatre.
After a landmark deal was struck between the World Snooker Tour and Sheffield City Council.
With a facelift for the Crucible Theatre included.
So the headlines are clear.
Here in 1981, a night and I'll never forget. And I know what I owe Sheffield, and I know what I owe snooker. You know, you never get everything you want. And we didn't get everything we want, but we got enough. to commit. And now, if it's been an engagement, it's been a very long engagement, but we truly are married now.
I think we can hear wedding bells. So the marriage is signed and sealed, but getting to I do has not been stress-free. There were times when the whole deal looked like it had hit the buffers. For the people at the heart of it, the relief is massive.
It feels absolutely amazing to be able to say to the people of Sheffield and to the whole snooker family that snooker's staying in its spiritual home here in Sheffield. We know that the snooker matters hugely for the city. It brings an economic benefit of around £4.5 million already every year, alongside around 12,000 visitors from across the country and indeed across the world here to our amazing city, benefiting the businesses and the communities of Sheffield. As someone who grew up down the road, I know that it matters to grow up in a place where you believe that you can stay in here and go far, where you feel proud that the eyes of the world are on your home. It's really, really important and incredibly inspiring for many, many people in our city that we are able to just shout loudly about the place we are.
Sheffield loves snooker! We normally leave the shouting to somebody else. We're a bit too modest for our own good sometimes. But this is about more than just the tournament. For every brewer, every trader, every shop in this city, this is the ultimate win. It means the spirit of the sport is woven into the heart of the city for a whole new generation. And if we can't shout about that, what can we shout about?
Snooker is part of Sheffield's DNA. Not only is it positive economic driver, but it just creates that excitement and that buzz, and it makes Sheffield a really interesting place to work in, to live in, and for people to come and visit, really.
Snooker is something, one of the biggest events in Sheffield, and for us, for all the business owners, I hope it's going to be forever, to be honest with you.
We're getting a really big boost of the kind of younger generation, younger people coming from across the country and across the world to see the snooker at Sheffield. All the restaurants, pubs, cafes, it's a fantastic little boost for the actual place itself.
Fantastic that the snooker's staying. As part of the heart of the city development, bringing people into the centre of Sheffield is obviously really important for me as a business. It brings such a wide variety of people that we don't normally see. It just shows what's best about Sheffield, which is our lovely, hospitable atmosphere.
Of course, winning the right to stay was only half the battle. The pressure now moves to the building itself. This place has always led a bit of a double life. It's a world-class theatre 1 minute, the home of snooker the next. The challenge now is to change this iconic 70s building into the largest arena of its kind in Europe, but without losing the crucible squeeze. As the people running the project will tell you, it's more than just adding seats.
We're doing loads of work to ensure that this building, as well as the auditorium, is just one of the most iconic theatre destinations anywhere in the world. We cannot lose that kind of unique, intimate character of the Crucible Theatre. It's one of the finest theatres in the world, and we believe the redevelopment will just enhance that. What's exciting for us as theatre producers is the staging prospects of a round theatre. It'll become like the most iconic theatre in the round in the world. There's only a handful of them. It'll certainly be the biggest theatre in the round in Europe. So as well as creating this incredible new auditorium for snooker, we create an astonishing kind of iconic theatre landmark.
When you sit here, you can really feel the weight of it. This place is more than bricks and mortar. It's a room full of memories and gut punches. Half a century of held breath and memories that stay with us forever. Every one of these chairs has a story attached to it. And the ones who've stepped out into that arena, they know that better than anyone else.
When we first came to the Crucible Theatre in 1977, nobody knew what it was like until we arrived. And of course, it turned out to be superb, and we're still here 50 years on.
Coming off the road down into Sheffield, and all of a sudden you see the iconic Crucible Theatre, and your palms are sweating, and already you know what's coming along.
And when you walk out for the first time, after you're dreaming of being there or playing there, it certainly doesn't disappoint.
And every time I looked around the Crucible while I was playing and thought, do you know what? I don't want to be anywhere else. This is wonderful.
Personally, I'm delighted that it's still going to be playing here, and I would love to finish my career playing here.
For me, it's like the home of snooker. It's a bit like with football. If you take Wembley away from football, I don't think it's the same. And I think that's exactly the same with us having the World Championships here in the Crucible.
Sheffield is my UK home, so I'm really happy I can heard Crucible stay here.
This is the place that you want to play. This is the place where you want to win.
It's a great place to play, is the Crucible. There's no place like it.
They say you don't know what you've got till it's gone. And for a minute, it nearly was. But while you can build a shiny arena anywhere in the world, what you can't build on is nearly 50 years of history and the passion of a city that just won't let go. So for now, the lights are staying on and the show's staying here. For the next 20 years, Sheffield is where it should be, at the head of the table.
The streets are the streets are these lights and our hearts, they tell no lies.
And top work, Toby Foster, absolutely brilliant. And I think everybody's so pleased about this, not least capital investment, businesses, everybody thinking ahead and able to plan. Now, there is one big question, though. Obviously, it's going to have to go out of the Crucible for at least 1 year, likely 2029. What's your view about what should happen then, Stephen?
I think, if possible, it should stay in Sheffield. You know, you get all the signs, Sheffield loves snooker all over the place. It's not just the Crucible, it's the city itself. And because of the commitment they're showing, the financial and everything, to do this, I think it would be a bit cruel to take it away from Sheffield.
OK, now we're starting to look for other buildings.
Yeah.
What do you think, Steve?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, that's obviously not my decision, but I think the Octagon's is a pretty large building in Sheffield. But I don't know what the plans are going to be, but whichever way it works out, it's just great it's here for so long after.
Yeah, indeed. And I think it's important to say there was so much support, local government and, of course, national government as well. Even the Prime Minister was very pleased that this is happening, and it was fantastic to get that top-level support, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, it feels like snooker is quite a small sport sometimes. So to have that sort of input and interest in it, yeah, it's great for snooker.
It really is. OK, so we're pleased it's staying, and there's a lot more to come until at least 2045 from this championship. Now, what never changes is that John Parrott is usually tasked with identifying the top 3 shots of the tournament. Now, let's see if you agree with him. If you do, and you're on the same wavelength as JP, be afraid, be very, very afraid.
Wow. Well, he came around and he had a look. He spotted the plant in the middle. It's played off 2 cushions to pot it. What a shot.
What a line this is. What a line. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a shot Mark Allen has produced there. Wow, that has got to be the shot of the championship. Unbelievable.
Looking at sending the red and then off the yellow. Shot of the championship. If he pulled it off, he's tried it.
He's tried it. What a shot!
The Crucible crowd erupts because that would win any shot in the championship.
Well done, Neil. You are the winner, the most inventive shot that we saw this year. It was an absolute belter, I must say. I agree, JP. We're on the same wavelength, and you should be afraid, therefore. OK, we had an amazing moment just before we came on air here in the Crucible Theatre. Our old friend John Virgo, who passed away in February, we've been marking his passing with some great memories for the whole of the championship. That's his son, Gary. And his daughter, Brooke Lee, is in the audience as well. A massive standing ovation, smiles all around. And indeed, Brooke Lee is now with Abigail Davis on a momentous night for them.
Yeah, Brooke, I can't even begin to imagine how emotional this entire tournament has been for you. But how proud are you to be here tonight?
Oh, I'm so proud. I mean, it's amazing. This is our snooker family. What an honour to be here. And we've been looked after like royalty today. So, yeah, we are so grateful, and proud doesn't even touch how we feel about our dad.
And just prior to the players coming out this evening, we saw the standing ovation that both you and your brother Gary got from the Crucible crowd. How special was that? Because we could see the emotion on your face.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably spent 11 weeks crying, so it's not boding well, but yeah, the warmth, the stories that everyone, you really feel like everyone's with you going through this loss. So yeah, it was emotional. I mean, never to be done again. It was, yeah, something special.
And I'm sure the Crucible has always been such a huge part of your life, but this is actually your first time here. Could you just tell us a little bit about the story, why you decided to come tonight? Because it is quite special in itself.
Yeah, so we found it quite difficult, myself and my family this year, obviously listening to the snooker. He's missing and it was really hard for us. But Sean Murphy is a very good friend of our family and he has been messaging all of us, checking in. He flew to Spain for my dad's private family funeral. He means a lot to us. So this morning we woke up at 7 a.m, myself, my brother, and knew we had to get in that car. So we've driven here to be with him and Joe and yeah, be a family, that's what we are.
And just finally, we've all been talking about your dad. We're remembering him so fondly throughout this tournament. He has been the one thing missing from it. But how much does it mean to you that we are still remembering him and he is still here with us in memory?
I've been saying it all day, every day, like, how lucky are we to have this guy as our dad? I mean, yeah, what a legend, the voice, you know, keep him alive. It means everything to me and my family, everything.
Thank you so much, and we echo the sentiments. Go and enjoy the rest of the final.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Oh, fantastic to see Brooke Lee and Gary here as well. They've been they've been so strong over the last few weeks, haven't they? And obviously at the memorial service, Gary gave the most incredible eulogy. He really did. And Joe and of course, Brooke Lee spoke as well there. And the mark of Sean Murphy, the fact that he sorted them out with the tickets, they had to be there. And that in itself is, I did not know that. That's a wonderful story.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very good of Sean. Very brave of him, I think, to come here. And all this, the standing ovation was, you know, you had goosebumps, didn't you? Yeah, it's. I know we've said it a few times these last 17 days. It just feels weird, John, not being in that box commentating on the final. Feels very strange.
And this is the kind of final I'm sure that Jamie would have loved, actually. So many twists and turns, yeah?
Yeah, he'd have absolutely revelled in this. I'm sure he would have been saying, where's the cue ball going many times during this match. He would have he's a snooker fan right through the middle of him. And he would have built up the tension wonderfully. Not to say that the next commentators that are going in there won't be able to do a good job on that as well.
I shall try my best.
Indeed, you're doing brilliantly, I must say. And we are poised and ready for what will be the climax of this wonderful championship. We're running out of frames, guys. There's only potentially 6 more to go. And it is the youngster, 22-year-old Wu Yiza, who has a 1-frame advantage. Don't forget that the winning line is 18. He's on 15. He needs 3 more. I wonder what Mr. Murphy can do to conjure up a spell that will make him the winner tonight. Let's reflect on our opening 4 frames of the evening. So only a possible 6 more left in this best of 35 frames 2-day contest. Who will get to the 18 frames first of all? Will it be Wu for the first time or Murphy for the second, 21 years after he last did it? Well, describing the last part of this Crucible drama, Stephen Hendry has legged it from the studio to the commentary box. And there he will join Dennis Taylor. Good evening, Dennis.
Good evening, Hazel.
Take your seats,
Good evening,
please.
everyone, and here we go.
Take your seats.
The final chapter in 2006
Quick as you can,
World
please.
Snooker Championship. This could go all the way to the
30th
deciding frame.
Sean Murphy to break.
You can expect a few nerves, as the last couple of frames showed. No big breaks, but that's understandable. He just wants to take any sort of pot on. And that's the way he's played throughout this year's World Championship. Bit of a free shot that, but as you can see, his main concern was to get the cue ball safe, because with this young player, you've got to make sure you hide everything that's on the table. Coming up a little bit short, but everything, I was going to say everything safe, but there is one pot, but where would the colour come from? That one near the right corner pocket, but he just loves to take any sort of pot on. But getting to this stage, he might just change his plan, but it doesn't look like it.
Do you think he's still punching? You bet he is. And out into the square, there is the scene. Good evening, everyone. I hope it's not too chilly, but this snooker's certainly keeping you warm, isn't it? It's certainly keeping us warm in here. Looks like they're having fun out there. We're certainly having fun in here. Goodness me, we have a crescendo. We have a best of 5. And there was one shot, John, that you just love from Sean Murphy that was the foundation of that little steal.
Yeah, I think we dug him out a little earlier for not playing a cannon on the 2 reds, but he plays a lovely little cannon here. But when it's in a blind pocket and the circumstances, great shot.
But Wu had such a good chance to put this away.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of ifs and buts in snooker, and there's loads of different ways to go about positional play. Wu played a shot where he refused to go into the pack and just to play on the loose red. Stephen Henry alerted us to the fact that he thought possibly Wu should have potted the black, opened up the pack of reds when he had the chance. So here's the shots. Wu could have gone into the pack, spread them all over the place, played for the loose red, and then never got a better chance to open the pack of reds up. And that's the chance you take. If you leave it to the last minute and you don't get a good chance to open the pack of reds, you then have to play a safety shot and you let your opponent back into the table. He got to 70 points in front, but there was 75 left on the table. Not enough.
Sometimes it just presents itself. You know, you've got a plan for your position, haven't you? And sometimes you just land perfect and you go, right, I'm going early. And that looked like one of those, didn't it?
But every single decision you're making out there is magnified. The intensity really is ratcheting up on every shot and every selection that you make.
But what a clearance from Sean Murphy. What a player.
What a player indeed. 15 frames apiece. He's been there, he's done it 21 years ago when he too was 22 years of age. He got it done. Can he get it done again against a man in his shoes at the same age this time?
Yeah, last night when Wu was absolutely flying, every opportunity he was opening up the reds, and that paved the way for winning all these frames in one visit, making big breaks. It's sometimes difficult to make yourself do it, but you can't afford to get too careful now. As we've just seen, a 70-point lead wasn't enough. This is very careless. We may have just got away with it. The pot is on to left middle. He can play down for the black, leave it safe. Should he miss?
That was close. He might be able to take this red on. Sean knows that there's a potential pot, the one to the left of the pink, and if he can screw between the pink and the reds, he'd get on the black or the pink, but what a shot this would be. Didn't quite get the screw on at that time. Almost pulled it off.
Brown ball.
Worries a one.
Just making sure that he doesn't send a red over that left corner pocket when playing the safety here. He has pushed one towards the corner, and Wu Yizi can get to it. Okay, the white's going to be heading towards the pink and reds here, but it's a chance. It's all about what happens to the cue ball here.
Yeah, he's just got a full commit here. If the cue ball goes into the red, so be it. Make sure you pot the red. Yeah, that's what he did. Oh, the full commitment there. And he'll settle for that where it's landed.
Look where the reds have gone. What a chance he's created for himself. Okay, he was a bit fortunate to drop on the yellow as he did, but I suppose he deserved it the way he played that opening shot.
What an exciting player to watch. Wu Yizi is.
Thank you. Four.
That's okay. Pink's on to left middle. He's not on the black, but the pink's there. I think the pink will go in the brown spot, which again is not a hindrance, it's a help.
The only thing with the red over the pocket when it's that close, controlling the cue ball is a little bit more difficult. But he's played it very well. It's not straightforward when the red's right over the pocket.
$80. $90.
That's not the best. I think he's finished dead straight. Didn't quite cue that as nicely as he has been cueing the others there. It's just the slightest of angles.
Yeah, there's no doubt the two players Sean Murphy has got the best cue ball. Wu Yiza, the cue ball does a bit more travelling. There's a bit more sort of longish pots needed to keep the breaks going. Sean has got it on a string when he gets in, generally.
$25.
Just about okay. Wasn't easy to hold that for the black. Oh, what a standard these boys are producing now.
32.
At the last frame, he made a 70 break and Sean had an unbelievable clearance of 65.
Yeah, he had a little wry smile there because he can't play. With the angle he had in the red, he couldn't play for the black because black doesn't go to the right corner. And it didn't go in the middle of the pocket. He doesn't like that pocket for some reason. He's missed a few in there.
Has that little flick spoiled it?
38.
If he doesn't, he would have been on the red to the middle. Now it's a change of plan because the blue is snookering him on that. So he's certainly all over the table with the cue ball at the moment. And he's calling on his potting ability each time.
Yeah, he just keeps potting. That cue ball control is, I think it needs to get tighter. But then he just, as I say, he just keeps potting himself out of trouble all the time. It's incredible, really. Two or three people, Dennis, have asked me what who's better, Sintong or Wu Yiza. I think Sintong's cue ball control is better. He's got a little bit more finesse about his game, but this guy, I think, is just a fearless potter.
47.
They're both going to be in the game for a very long time, I know that. At the top of the game as well.
Yeah, they're both unbelievable to watch. It's so natural. See, he's lost the cue ball a little bit again. And as Stephen mentioned, the black not available
50.
Into the right corner, so he's definitely covered some mileage here with the positional side of this effort.
Thank you. 51.
But he has just refused to leave the table. Where's the next red coming from? Not a good angle in the blue. You can power it with topspin in and out of ball, can get on the red that's in the middle of the right cushion into the right corner pocket.
That's a possibility. The yellow slightly in the way. No problem with the cue power. Don't know whether he can screw in behind that brown, but if he could do, with a 57-point lead, he could put Sean in all sorts of trouble here. If it's touching the brown,
56.
It's a snooker. Sean's not sure as to whether he can get to that red, but we could see that the white wasn't touching the brown, so might just be able to clip this and get back down towards the brown again. Well, I don't think he can. He's coming off the cushion. And he's played this well. He's played this very well. This is a carbon copy of the previous frame where Yeza had that 70 break and seen Sean pinch it. The way the table's situated, you'd have to say Sean's second favourite in this frame. But he can pull out some unbelievable shots also. It looks as if he's sizing this one up here. He knocked a long one in the previous frame and went on and cleared up with a 65, but that was tough. Now one good long pot here. That was close. But, he just needed the red in any colour to leave Sean needing a snooker.
Sean must be wondering how he can get on top of his opponent, because he pinched the frame before 70 behind, and you'd think your opponent might be a little bit on the back foot, but what does he do? Pots a long red, smashes the reds everywhere, and makes a 50-odd break. Just can't seem to get on top of who he is, Sean Murphy. Well, indeed, no one has in this championship. He just keeps coming back and back. Brilliant.
Just bringing one of the difficult reds into play
It's
here.
a 50-odd break.
Oh, it's close to the double, but he didn't want it to go in. Can this get up behind the yellow? Oh, can he just get past the blue? If he can, we know what's coming. He'll take it on. The shot here, as we show you that fabulous pot, is to knock the black safe.
Black ball.
Yeah, get the black safe. $58 in the front, 59 on the table. How do you get 4 reds and 4 blacks from this position? Yeah, Sean tried to cannon the black and bring it into play, but the red over the pocket now is, well, it's just a formality. Never seen the ref clean the white like that before. The frame was over, so he's done a fabulous job, Rob Spencer. His very first World Final, and he's been terrific. Well, even Wu Yiza can't pot one here. He'd probably knock this in with his left hand. Oh no, he didn't get anywhere near it.
On the front.
Well, every time he's asked the question, he comes up with the answer. And Wu Yiza, with that area break of 57, gets himself back into the lead. 16-15.
He's getting closer, and when it's all done here at the Crucible, well, we'll be bereft. What will we do with our days? Meanwhile, there's a lot of football still to be played, of course, and the match of the day on Wednesday evening will have highlights at 10:40 on BBC One of both of the second legs in the semi-finals. And of course, if you like your football of the Bundesliga variety, then Borussia Dortmund against Eintracht is just for you. It's on Friday, 7:20 on the BBC iPlayer. Meanwhile, we've got a certain final to finish now. I don't know about you, the hands are getting a bit sweaty now, gentlemen. He will not yield, Wu Yiza. How impressive is this young man withstanding the pressure?
Yeah, he doesn't really know defence, does he? He just wants to pop balls, and he's playing unrelenting snooker, as is Sean Murphy. They've both been so brave in this final session. There's been a few mistakes. Obviously, there's going to be mistakes, and there's going to be more, but they are still going positively for their shots. It's been fantastic.
For you, Sean, who's coming on to the stronger game right now? Because there seems to be thrust and parry from the two of them.
Yeah, I think that might continue as well. But that break he's just made there, I mean, the thing with him, he doesn't care really where the cue ball goes. I mean, honestly, I've seen stewardesses travel less than that cue ball. It was absolutely all over the place. And he's going bang, getting on the next one, bang. I mean, some of the breaks he made, as I say, Sean is generally neater and tidier with the cue ball. That's going to come with Wu Yiza. But at the moment, the ball, he leaves himself. And under pressure, he's knocking them in.
Yes, it's quite fascinatingly set up. As much as Sean's the classier break builder, he's also arguably the better tactician. But do those two things negate the potting prowess and the bravery of Wu? It's just amazing.
It is, and of course, he lost his mojo a little bit earlier on in this final this afternoon. His long potting success was way down in the 50s, but it's back and it's firing now.
He started breaking off from the other side of the table, hitting that third red, but the black always goes near a cushion. But I mean, there's a potential pot, but if he takes this on, can he get a gap with the cue ball? He refuses absolutely nothing, this player.
Whoa.
The only good news for Sean is he's not on a colour. But to fluke that, I mean, it was a high-risk pot. Didn't know where the white was going, and now he's looking at the difficult black, the only ball that he can see. Wow. He's thinking about it.
Block ball.
Or is he going in behind it? Yeah, in behind it. I think that was the shot all day long, but he didn't play it that well. He's put himself in a spot of bother. Easy for Sean to get up and leave him on the ball cushion behind the green, possibly. If he plays that shot where he was holding the tip of his cue, he's got to be aware of that middle pocket. He's got to make sure he doesn't go anywhere near that with this thin safety. couldn't really get over behind the green on the cushion because of the middle pocket. This is a better safety. That's not the best shot that Sean's ever played. But luckily the white has stayed out. It's turned out quite good now. Doesn't look to be any plants on. Needs a bit of judging this one from that awkward position. He's played it well though. But he's not going to cover that red. It's on for the right corner, and I think Sean's got an angle to get onto the black here. Yep. That's the shot that he can play, I think, as long as he avoids the red.
One.
Done well with it. Very good.
Eight. Nine. Forty. $50.
Oh, what a target to go into the pack. You want to go through as if you're going over the pink spot, just to the left of the pink as we can see it. Didn't fully commit to the spot, but that's fine. He's got two reds out and he's on an easy one to the right corner.
Thank you.
Should go into them again with that red near the left corner pocket, guaranteed to be on one, and could open up quite a few more here. He's okay, he's got that red that I mentioned, but he didn't judge the cannon as he wanted there.
28. $29.
Well, you can see he didn't put the red in the middle of the pocket. That's why he's not got the desired position on the black. If he's going into the pack, this black becomes missable. Great shot. I think this is the best shot he's played in the break so far. Couldn't hit that any better.
36.
Do you know, he's a wee bit unlucky. He's covered everything into the right corner. He's going to have to cut this one back with the rest, or cut the one into the middle pocket. So a wee bit unlucky with the split there. Well, this is a thin one. Might be able to hold for the black off a couple of cushions. Has he overcut it? What a great recovery that was.
Yeah, there's been a few have not gone in the middle of the pocket, but he's finally got what you would think is almost perfect position with the reds to make a frame winning break now. See, when the pressure comes on, as it will do, just keep increasing from here on in. You put more effort into potting the ball, making sure you don't miss the pot, and then position can go awry.
$45. $50. 51.
Well, the standard is quite amazing as we get towards the climax of this year's World Championship. Can't pick a winner yet because they're holding up under the pressure, severe pressure that is. The last time Sean won here, 2005, 18-16 against Matthew Stevens. He has got that cue ball on a string at the moment. 56. Just the gentlest of cannons, developed everything there.
57.
And this could be a big break, this, looking at the way they're sitting.
$64. 65.
The frame safe. We might get a clearance here.
72. 73.
Made a century in frame 7, a 109. This is a timely one coming here.
80. 88. 18.
He's made 779 centuries in his career, 65 this season. That shows you how well he's played.
96. 97.
Absolutely fantastic from Sean Murphy.
$106.
And as always, he acknowledges the crowd with a little nod of the head, something that the great Ray Reardon used to do when he made a century break.
109. $130. $118.
A little exhibition shot.
124.
And it's gone for the double, and it might even be there. It might even be there. Well, this crowd erupts in the Crucible Theatre. The magician, well, he's waving that magic wand again. And what a break that was to level the scores up. 16 frames each.
That's the three then, Mark.
It's pandemonium, it really is. 16 each in the race for the 18 frames finishing line, and that's his 12th century of this championship, 3 more than anyone else, and how he's deserved getting back to level after a performance like that. Wu Yi's a little bit ragged with his break in the previous frame.
Yeah.
That was pure class.
I mean, the stark contrast between the two breaks there. Listen, you know, the potting balls and getting points on the board, it's exactly the same, but I mean, Wu Yi's was all over the place, and that was just absolute class. And Stevens mentioned on commentary, you know, when you get to this stage, it can dry up the centuries, but that was an absolutely magnificent clearance.
And what sort of confidence at this point in the match to do that, Steve?
Yeah, he knows he's playing well. He just knows the other guy's playing well as well. And if you were trying to get a clue as to who's going to win this, maybe, just maybe, Sean looks a little bit more assured when he gets his chances to keep position. And it's at the top class level that Wu Yi is just a little bit ragged in his positional play, maybe playing slightly different types of shots that could come unstuck, but the margins are so small. Let's just hope that there's no one big slice of luck that ruins the final from now, that it's a fair fight.
OK, I've got a top stat for you. The last person to come into the final session 1 frame behind and win was Shaun Murphy in 2005.
It's been that long since
someone's... That long. Unbelievable, really. Do you think he remembers that?
Well, I don't know, to be honest with you. If he knows that stat, he's brilliant.
But just the feeling of knowing that he was, what, 6'10" behind against Matthew Stevens all those years ago. He knows how to get this done. He remembers, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's been enjoying the challenge all of the tournament. He could have been out first round.
Quite.
But he's had the heart of a lion during it. Do you know, it might be his time again. It would be an amazing story.
He's also, listen, let's not forget, he's had a great season. He's been to finals, won a tournament, he's played really well. The only time he hasn't is the Masters. And other than that, he's had some people play unbelievable to beat him in other events. He's been putting a shift in. Peter Ebdon tells me that, he's grafted as hard as he can ever remember anybody putting the work in for. So maybe he's getting his dues.
Yep, he's learned to love the work again, Stephen. As you say, it's been a brilliant season. 4 big finals. He's won 1 of them, certainly. Semi-finals of the UK Championship. He actually dropped out of the 16 and bounced straight back in there. And his fiancée, Jo, said yes. So all in all, it's been a good year.
I think he's playing the clearer-headed of the two, and he's looking the calmer maybe by a fraction. But, of course, at this stage, they can miss anything.
Well, goodness me. Hold tight, everybody. It's a best of 3.
The 33rd frame. Wu Yi's to break.
know if he's on the pink, but the black won't go past the blue, but a wonderful long pot from Sean Murphy. But can he see enough of the pink? He can. So, an early chance after that wonderful long red.
Seven. Eight.
We know what Sean's like when he gets on a roll. He was 15-13 down to John Higgins. And he made 2 total clearances to level. He's just made 131 break, and he's up and running again here.
50. $60.
He's striking the ball beautifully, and consider the pressure that is on out there.
$23.
You'd love to win this frame and give yourself a couple of chances
20.
to win the World Championship.
Got a slight angle on the red.
30.
But there's still one red available. Oh, you can see it just to the edge of the pack, but he's gone straight into them as long as the white bounces.
33.
If he's dead straight on the black, as we show you the screw back with lots of spin on it, but look at that, it's absolutely dead straight. So how do you get on an easy red? There's a red that'll go to the right middle. If he just stuns the black in, he could be on that. And he is on it.
Yeah, he's finding a gear, Sean Murphy, just at the right time. In complete control with that cue ball.
He's not quite sure whether to drop this in or stun it in. That's why he's got up off the shot twice, to make sure he's clear in his thoughts here. Playing it that way, it was slightly more difficult, the stun shot, but he knew it would give him better position. Here we go, around the angles.
$45. John Murphy, 45.
That was pure pressure there. He was cueing beautifully, and then all of a sudden he misses one that he never looked like missing, but that was tension there. And that was tension also. It's heating up at the Crucible Theatre here. As we come to the climax, you can expect a few misses. He didn't miss any in the last frame, but all of a sudden that wonderful trophy is in sight. This time he's got away with it. That red, when he missed it, could have landed anywhere, and it's landed safe. No easy path back down the table here, so I have to think about leaving the white on the cushion behind the black. Not the best safety from Wu Yize there, catching the yellow. Sean might be able to get through to the potting angle. I think he can, yeah. So that was a poor shot that his opponent played there. Now where's the red going? It's gone safe again. So it's getting tenser by the shot out there. Couple of ways of getting back to the safety area. The one over to the right, he can get back down off that one. If he takes this one to the left of the pink and reds, he's got to watch the red over the left side of the table. This is definitely the better safety shot.
Very good safety. It's the best one he's played for a while.
You know, there might be a safety on with a chance to sneak the red in. Yeah, he can just play down the table and he might go close to this. Caught it on the thick side, and once he caught it on the thick side, he was never going to get past the balk area. Now the only thing is, there's a red to the right corner, but the black is not on. And if he's dead straight, he'd have to screw back and leave the pink. Well, he's got a little bit of angle, so he can follow through. Oh, this will be some shot under the circumstances. Wonderful. the yellow was hampering him, and he put that red right in the centre of the pocket.
Well, I can't believe he's not gone on and off the cushion there with the cue ball. He's left himself further away from this red than he needed to. But again, safely in the middle of the pocket, he's quite happy to leave himself these missable shots. It really is incredible.
Can he hold? Yeah, he can hold for the red next to the black. And that makes a big difference because it clears the black spot area completely.
$40. $50.
Well, he'll never have experienced anything like this in his short career. Who he is, Sean Murphy's been here before. His 5th final. Getting to the point of a match where it's talent almost, you know, it obviously helps, but it almost goes out the window. It's about can you handle it? We use the word bottle. Can you hold your bottle under pressure? Can you keep control of that cue ball? Make every shot easy.
$23.
Well, so far, so good.
28.
He just wanted to be dead straight, but look at this, just switches hands.
29.
He is so good, and he does that.
$36. $37.
So he's going to need, even with blacks with all these reds, he's going to need the awkward yellow. May have to play the middle one of those 3 reds now, because the more straightforward pot, not sure he can avoid a cannon on the other reds. Can he find a little gap? Yeah, no problem.
45.
Just gone a little bit far in the blue. Can he hold for one of these 2 reds in the right middle? Just a gentle little soft screw. Yeah, played it nicely. Played it very nicely.
50. $51.
Because he played the blue, he's now going to need the green as well, which means he's going to have to pot the yellow at pace.
And that's going to be key. He'd probably play for the blue. It's much easier to get on the yellow from the blue.
58.
This yellow is going to be a massive shot to go 1 up with a
15.
possible 2 to play. Doesn't really want to go in between green and brown, because then you're more further away from the yellow than you really want.
He might have to do that, because to get there where I've put the white up, the brown's in the way, so he might have to be further away from it. No, it's just bounced too far.
64.
Well, if he takes this yellow on as a pot, that's one of the bravest shots I've seen for a while.
Wow, what a shot he's taking on here.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
56.
And it's the fact he didn't really think of refusing it at one stage. He was always going for it.
I'll tell you what, 95% of players would have sent that yellow around the angles behind the black. But he got down.
72.
And what bottle this player has. He is extraordinary. He really is. Under unbelievable pressure, they're producing this standard.
84.
Sean at a break of 131. And what a clearance that is. That break of 91 puts Wu Yize just one frame away from his first World Championship.
And one frame away from back-to-back wins for the country of China. Unbelievable drama. No wonder you got your hand over your mouth. Because that yellow, I think, was just jaw-dropping to have the audacity to even think about taking it on, Steve.
China will have been watching. The whole of China would have been coming.
Is he really going to do it?
We were all going, this is not the right shot. Don't do it. Maybe. Don't do it. Well, that's why we're sitting here. But don't do it.
No, but...
Unbelievable shot. Unbelievable. That's so tough to play along the baulk cushion.
But didn't even think twice, John.
No, and these pockets have been absolutely brutal since the championship started. They're very unforgiving. If you hit the near jaw at all, they haven't been going in. And to drop that in was just absolute. I mean, there's so many good shots in there. I mean, there's a little simple one we're going to show you. He plays off a blue for the last two reds. And if you've got anything twitchy about your cue action with this one, you can easy to underdo it or run away. And this is played to, it looks nothing, this, but when you're under the cosh, he's played that to perfection.
And the moment, sorry, apologies, I'm just getting
please.
sorry. The moment one player gives the other person the chance, you get sense that they're going to play the counter-attack. Sean Murphy was in first. It looked like, for all the world, his cue action was holding him up. He played so many great shots. He has not a simple red, but one you expect him to get. And he missed it by a long, long way. We're all in shock when he missed it. Didn't even wobble. And all of a sudden, that changed the equation. And even though Wu Yize missed the next red, just the shock of missing that ball can change the equation.
I mean, what was unusual about it is usually that if that's the start of a break or something, maybe, but when you're on 45 and in full flow...
Especially what you did in the last frame, too.
I just did not see that one coming.
OK, gentlemen, Wu Yize is one frame away from the title. What poise, what incredible determination that he's shown, and such courage. And this is not unique. He's done this throughout this championship. He's beaten Mark Selby in an absolute humdinger of a final session as well. And to get through against Mark Allen when so much was being thrown at him in terms of emotion out there, what does it tell us about this young man's character?
Oh, his character is brilliant. Listen, he went up massively in my estimation in this final because he was absolutely rocking on the floor this afternoon. And for some, I don't know how he did it, but he won 3 frames from nowhere. Oh, listen, he's the full package, all right. And listen, he's not home and hose yet. Sean Murphy can win 2 frames.
OK, he's got the woo factor, but Sean Murphy, the magician, has got the magic wand. What can he do to force, potentially, a final frame decider? The first since 2002.
hasn't hidden that red. Okay, the black's gone near the cushion again, but we know what's coming here. Well, he's on the green, but that red's going to be in his way, leaning over the red there. That's why he's coming around to have a look at the blue.
Well, what a shot, but if he could somehow get on the red, it's closest to the black, get the black back in its spot, this becomes a real chance. And he is on that red. Is he straight enough to be able to drop on the black? What a cool shot that was.
And what a cool customer this is at the table. Another tricky one along the cushion. I think he's just okay, you know. The black goes back on its spot. He can still get to the red, to the left of it.
False.
Is there a little gap to run down from the blue, or is he going to have to try and hold it with a cannon? I think he's got the gap there, you know, to just run through. It's thin. Couldn't hold for the blue, but that didn't matter. Look at the reds. What an early chance.
I tell you what, all the hours and hours you practice for years and years, dreaming of being world champion, this is the kind of opportunity you want.
18.
When you're practicing, you're thinking of chances like this, black in the open, reds nicely spread.
9.
I mean, it's just about composure now. That's all it's about.
$26. 27.
It's okay. He's straight on the black. He can come back off the cushion, and he is straight, but not a problem.
Brilliant shot.
34.
And that's where he is his mum there. Wu may be the coolest man in the Crucible, but when your family's watching, it's unbelievable for them. This is the last of the easy reds. The one to the right of the reds and pink is available, but already 42 in front. Can he hold himself together here?
Did have an opportunity to go into the pack there, but now he has got the perfect angle. Two reds directly above the black, the right-hand side one of those. Unless there's a plant, because that would make things a lot easier. But if he has to play a cannon, it's the right-hand side red of those two above the black.
Yeah, he's playing. Wow. Played for the plant.
43.
His natural shot, Stephen, would have been to go into the reds, as you suggested. He got away ahead of himself there. That is pure tension, and now Sean Murphy's got the plant to go at.
thing is, if you play the stun into the pack, it makes the pot easier. It makes the pot almost unmissable.
It's never straightforward at the Crucible. There's always twists and turns every year, and it's been the same since 1977. There's always something happening during the World Championship here at the Crucible Theatre. Very good indeed.
Yeah, brilliant shot. The obvious problem is the red on the left cushion. But you think at the very least by then Sean's going to be, if not right back in the frame or in the lead. I always say missing, at this level, missing a black off a spot is unforgivable. I suppose at this stage in the final of the World Championship is about the only time you could forgive it, but
50.
We always see Mark Allen miss a black off a spot, didn't we, to beat Wu Yiza. No, Wu Yiza. Is he going to get another chance in this final after missing that black off a spot?
That red next to the pink is awkward. The one to the left is awkward. The one behind the black's not too bad.
23.
More high drama here. This is not a gimme, as we know. And if he's to stay on the black, he's got to just drop it in.
30.
Pressure on this. And now the cannon onto the difficult red next to the pink will open it up. Oh, I hope he's not touching the red.
38.
But I think he's just okay. Can he get to the potting angle? Maybe not. I think he's okay, is he? It looks a bit tight there, doesn't it? No, he can get it.
He'll be hoping for an angle in the red here to play the cannon. Because you're pretty much certain of some sort of pot in the pink. He has got an angle. It's a risk. He's played it. And he's played it pretty well. It may look like it's an easy pot into the middle on your screen there, but it's not a gimme. And this black, believe me, the pressure that's on this black, the World Championship's lost probably if he misses this.
Beautiful cueing. But as Stephen said,
52.
He's looking at the angle. If he drops it in, he's bound to be on a ball colour. Can you believe what's happening here, Stephen? Wu Yiza, if he had played your shot and played the cannon, I think he would have won this World Championship. He's got to win it again in a deciding frame.
Yeah, he just played safe. He's done it 2 or 3 times. He's taken the safe route rather than the right shot.
57.
And it's surprising because he's so aggressive in his shot choice. Is it going to cost him? Is he going to get another chance in the decider? But every credit, Sean Murphy. Hasn't he taken these so coolly? I mean, it's never looked in doubt.
64.
He stays down on the simplest of shots there. You cannot take it away from the magician. He's done it again. Wu Yiza opened the door slightly.
75. I'm afraid.
And he's not going to bother with the black. Can you believe this final? Sean Murphy takes the frame, and we've now got a 1-frame shootout.
And 17 days of brilliant snooker has come to this. It's a 1-frame shootout for the world title. And you know what that's all about. You've been there.
Did you have to?
Well, I make
really
the
have
point
to?
here that there's only been 3. This is the 4th in history. Yours with Dennis, Stephen Hendry beating Jimmy White in 1994, and a certain Peter Ebdon getting the better of Stephen Hendry in 2002. They're very rare birds, but by goodness, they're dramatic.
I mean, both players here, just take your hat off to both of them. What we're seeing here is of the highest quality in the worst pressure you can have ever imagined. And Wu Yiza, the black off the spot, he's worked out. He's worked out that there's a black off the spot here, that the plant, and all he's concentrating on is trying to get the cue ball in line for the plant, and he's missed the black off the spot completely.
So the pressure on Wu Yiza finally hits him at that moment. But what about the composure and the class to be able to hold yourself together to make this clearance? One of the finest I think we've ever seen.
Absolutely fantastic. He must have been as shocked as everybody else in the room where Wu Yiza missed the black. I mean, it was wonderfully set up. He's got a plant. He didn't have to go into the pack. The plant was an easier shot than trusting to luck to go into the pack. Yes, maybe the pot was a bit better, but that was such an easy black. The reason why he missed it was he had already potted it in his own brain, and he was just thinking about the position on the cue ball to get the offset plant right. He'd already got the black in the pocket as far as he was concerned. The shock on his face when he mixed it was like... It
was nearly as much as ours.
True.
It fell off the chair. But he's already worked it out. Like, if I drop this in, as long as I get the right angle on the plant, it's unmissable. And he's going to miss the black.
OK.
Wow.
So we reset and we go again, gentlemen, in a best of 1 for the title. And when we think about final frames deciders, we've already had 2 significant ones here. Sean Murphy played what he called the best break of his life to get over the line against Fan Zhengyi in round 1. He could have been out. He was 1 shot away. And of course, this man, Wu Yiza, came through that dramatic semi-final in a decider against Mark Allen. So which way is it going to go?
I don't know, but I'm going to say it, and I say it every single time. All you want in the final frame is a chance.
Indeed.
That's all you need. And if you get it and you make a mess of it yourself, absolutely fine. You can live with that. But if you don't get one, it's horrible.
Well, look down and out. Sean Murphy. He was 16-17 down and just 1 black away from going out. But he's still very much in it. And so too is Wu Yiza. What a dramatic finale we have. And think about Peter Ebdon, this man's coach. It was Sean who came to the Crucible in 1992 to watch Peter Ebdon's debut. He made his own debut in 2002, the year that Peter won the title. And the last final frame decider we've had in the Crucible was that final in 2002. He's going to have to do what his coach did 24 years ago to get it done here. And there indeed is Peter Ebdon. How amazing it is that their careers have crisscrossed. Who's it to be? The magician or the man that we've come to love? Wu Yiza.
Okay, now. It's enough now. That's enough now. Thank you. Deciding frame. Wu Yiza to break.
Who would have thought 17 days ago we were going to have a final frame decider here to see who wins the 2026 World Snooker Championship. But here we are, and the crowd, while the reception both players got when they come back into the arena was incredible. And now you can hear a pin drop. Not a favourable kiss on the brown, but straight in behind the green, with the reds open a little bit.
Brown ball.
Not a straightforward escape.
John Murphy won.
That was such a good long pot from Sean Murphy. Okay, he didn't get a favourable kiss on the brown, but look where he's got his opponent. No easy ball to drop on and leave it safe. If he goes twice across the table and goes into the left side of the pack, he can leave one to the middle pocket. He's in quite a hole here. The angle he's looking at, he'd have to hit 4 cushions and land into the back of the pack. But even then he can leave a pot on. This will be some escape if he can get out of this situation. So close to the green, he can't come off the side cushion. So here we go. Just watch the angle here. 4 cushions. It's a great effort. Is he going to get away with it? Not quite. Almost impossible to get that safe.
This is a good chance. Not quite as clear cut as Wu Yiza had in the previous frame, but this is pretty good.
Six. Seven.
Didn't judge the cannon. He wanted to be straight on that red, so that he didn't have to play the cannon, and now he's faced with a couple of very difficult pots. He can take the brown on. That would be slightly easier than the long blue. He's debating whether to take the brown on because he can swing it around the angles, and there's a red at the back of the pack and the one to the left of the pink, but what a shot that would be. He's thought about it. Well, let's see what the decision is. Yeah, he's playing the safety shot. Quite understandable.
Sean Murphy, 7.
I think he can get past the blue, you know. He's knocked so many of those in, but in the deciding frame in the final of the World Championship, that was so difficult.
I've seen so many examples of Wu Yi's good temperament. If he does get a chance, if he can block the memory of that missed black in the previous frame to focus on another chance, that'll be a huge test of his temperament. Well, where's this cue ball going to end up? What a shot this is.
Well, Sean Murphy tapped the table there with his cue in acknowledgement of that fine safety shot. Just coming up to 10 hours of some magical snooker here in the final of this year's World Championship. What about that shot there, Stephen?
That shot could go towards him winning the World Championship. It was that good and timed just when he needed it, because he was in trouble there. He catches that too thick, leaves the cue ball down this end of the table, gives his opponent a chance.
That certainly opened the Reds up, and he's coming up a little bit short, but is he going to be hampered? Wow. That's almost as good as the snooker. Is he looking for the same shot again? He can hit Reds, but bridging over the yellow. It's so difficult to catch one and get it back to the safety area. He's looking for somewhere up that end of the table where he's queuing. But even to double this red and leave the white near the top cushion to the left of the black, to cover that red that's to the right of the black, it's so awkward. Well, there's a potential red to the middle, the one that's near the pink, but Sean was in all sorts of trouble there. Wow, what a shot.
could turn out to be quite a clever shot from Sean if Wu Yiza takes this red onto the middle and misses it, because this is a horrible shot. And the fact he's getting the cue ball clean just delays this a little bit longer, just puts a little bit more pressure on it.
He has a shot to get up behind the brown off the red, but it's not the way he's played throughout this year's World Championship.
I don't like the fact he's shaking his head either, Dennis. He doesn't look enamoured with it. Go back to that yellow he put along the cushion. There was no hesitation with that one, but it doesn't look like that here.
Right in the centre of the pocket, and a favourable kiss on the blue, which he deserved after taking that pot on. That was quite unbelievable.
I have to admit, I didn't fancy him to pot that, only because he delayed it. The body language wasn't great. Little shake of the head. But then to pot it, I mean, how brave.
7.
He's got no shortage of bottle, this player Dennis, I'll say that.
To knock that red in after missing the easy black in the previous frame was outstanding. Don't want to be shouting out while the player's at the table, because
30.
He needs to give his full concentration, and this is a tricky little one here.
I tell you what, Dennis, it's almost a good thing that the black's off its spot, because this break becomes a lot easier around the pink. You got the pink into 4 pockets. You can forget about the black. Doesn't need it.
20.
Just a bit further than he intended. A bit of adrenaline there. He wanted to be straight on the pink. He's going to have to take the blue, and okay, there's no brown and green on their spots, so nothing to prevent him getting back up to the reds, but you want to keep it as straightforward as possible at this stage.
Just about perfect. Just a little follow through for the pink to the opposite middle.
27.
Has he covered this red? Surely
33.
not. As we come round. Wow. Look what he's done here.
Yeah.
He's asking the referee to respot it, but he just underhit that. He had another at least 6 inches to put that cue ball.
I'll show you from this side. Okay, look. You can see that's in the middle now. Pull that left, right. Yeah.
What an error.
Okay. Yeah.
What an error.
He can't believe it. So now he's got the one with the rest. Okay, there's a gap to get back round, but can he hold himself together after that poor shot? Of course he can.
34.
Well, Stephen, you mentioned Bottle. Boy, has he got some.
And maybe the fact that he almost, that little positional shot could have cost him.
False.
That might just make him concentrate that even that little bit harder. The balls are at his mercy. As I say, when you're playing for the pink all the time, it's the comfortable way of playing a break. 4 pockets for the pink.
4-2.
This time he's held the spot. That's okay. It'll go on the black spot. He hopes. Nowhere there's room for the pink on that pink spot. So pretty good judgment there.
Well, he's never been in front tonight, Sean Murphy. He's played unbelievably well to keep himself in this match. Is he going to get a chance now?
$54.
Oh, he is he'll be feeling it. He'll be shaking inside.
55.
Wow. 2 years in a row, Dennis. Chinese world champion.
61.
Absolutely incredible performance from Wu Yize here. It's been an unbelievable final. And Sean Murphy, well, how well has he played? Is he going to seal the final with a left-handed pot? Well, there's the reaction from this 22-year-old. Sean Murphy was favourite, but make no mistake, the gentleman that Sean is will come forward and congratulate this new world champion. What a feeling it must be, 22 years of age, walking around the Crucible floor, and he's world champion.
8.
What a brand of snooker he plays, Dennis. Attacking, aggressive snooker. Brilliant to watch.
It would have been an incredible performance from Sean Murphy if he had have won this year's World Championship after being 21 years since he lifted the title. Doesn't matter about the bronze, Sean Murphy will come forward and congratulate his young opponent on this 22-year-old, the second youngest player to lift the World Championship trophy. And that's nice to see, hugs all around. But it is Wu Yize who is the 2026 Halo World Snooker Champion.
and gentlemen, what can we say? We have just witnessed one of the greatest finals in Crucible history. Sean, I'm so sorry that you've come out on the wrong end of this one tonight, but thank you so much for playing the most incredible part in our final. What do we say to this man? Sean, we've had 3 goes at this runner-up interview, and you're always incredibly humble and eloquent. This second title just keeps slipping by, but you gave it everything. How proud of your run are you this time?
Oh, yeah, very. You know, it's been an excellent couple of weeks. You know, for me and my team, it's been a wonderful time here in Sheffield. We've had an amazing time, some great performances. We've had a lot of laughs. And, geez, we came close. We were very, very close. I'd like to be the first to congratulate Wu Yize. Congratulate Wu and his family and everyone around him on being a wonderful world champion. Congratulations. I hate being right. I hate being right. I said it was sometime earlier in the season, we had a great game out in China somewhere, which somehow I managed to win that one. And I came out afterwards and said, he will be world champion one day. It's just a real shame it was today. But I couldn't have given it any more, you know. I couldn't have tried any harder. I played the best shots I could play where the ball's finished, and, you know, I didn't get my chance. I can't do any more than that.
What would you like to say to Joe, your fiancé, and of course to Peter, who has embarked on this Project Steel with you for the last 18 months or so, and what dividends it has yielded? How much more to come from this partnership?
Peter seems to think there's more to come. Don't feel like I've got much left right now. And as for Joe, you know, Joe said to me when we came here, she said, you know, if it goes wrong, we might sneak away for a couple of weeks, you know, can we just get away from it all? And of course, it nearly did go wrong in the very first round. You can make an argument I shouldn't be stood here at all. So I treated Joe to 2 weeks in Sheffield.
Well,
which I'll probably pay for at some stage.
Sean, can I just say on behalf of everyone, you have given us the most tremendous pleasure watching you go about your business here. You are a class act, whether you win or lose. More power to you. And let's see you back in this final one more time, giving it another go. Thank you. And the woos ring out. Joe Lou from World Snooker, you are going to help us translate here for Yize. Now, goodness me, you have become a world champion in only your 3rd time at the Crucible. Can you tell us the pride that you have? How did you hold yourself together tonight, Yize?
这是你仅仅第3次参加世锦赛，你就拿到了冠军。你怎么在这个时候控制住你的紧张情绪的？
其实我觉得是一种信念吧，就是我其实一直渴望获得世锦赛的冠军。我想这次比赛没有人比我更想得到它了。我日复一日，我连续过了1个月同样的生活，我真的我愿意付出一切去得到它。
I think it was a belief. I've been trying to go for the strength for like ages. For the past months, I've been living the same life. I'm so happy I could pull it off today.
We know about your story. You won the World Under-21 Championship at 14. You moved to Sheffield when you were 16. You stayed in a tiny room with your dad. So many sacrifices that you and your parents have made for you to be here. What would you like to say to Mum and Dad who are here to watch you today?
你16岁的时候搬到英国来，然后跟爸爸可以说是相依为命，然后住在一起。在这个特别的时刻，你想特别对他们说什么吗？
我真的谢谢我的父母。我想说，其实他们才是真正的冠军，因为从我儿时辍学的那一刻起，我的父亲就从来没有离开过我，一直陪伴着我。包括我的母亲，她也经历了很多事，在这些年间，真的，他们是我永远的精神力量。
My parents are the true champions. Since I made the decision to drop out of school, my dad has been my side. My mom has also going through a lot over the years. They are the source of my strength. I love them so much.
It's a fantastic anthem. Thank you very much, Paul and JP. And you have an army of new fans. How much do you like the woos? How much do you like the fact that this crowd loves Wu Yize?
你在这里赢得了一个非常，你在这里赢得了非常多的球迷。对于他们给你助威时候的这个呜的这个声音，怎么想？
其实一开始我有一点点误会，我以为是在可能有一点点喝倒彩。其实我后来他们工作人员也跟我讲，他们是在为我加油助威。我真的很爱他们，也谢谢他们一直能支持斯诺克。无论是支持哪位球员，我觉得只要喜欢这项运动就够了。
At the beginning, I had a misunderstanding. I thought people were booing me. But then the staff told me they were cheering me up. So I can't thank you all enough. No matter who you support, I think that the love for snooker is mutual.
Fantastic. And there it is. And last question, Joe. Yize, how are you going to celebrate tonight?
你今晚怎么庆祝？
其实我想睡一个好觉，因为从比赛的第2阶段起，我其实每天都比较焦虑，我就想得到一觉好的睡眠。
I just want to have a good sleep. Since the second session of the match, I was feeling nerves all the time. So right now, I just want to go to bed.
Well, I don't have much Mandarin, but Gongxi, congratulations to you. Wu Yize, your champion. Thank you so much, Jim. Well played.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your presentation party, Steve Dawson, Chairman of World Snooker Tour, Mr. Chong Ji-hong, the Secretary General of China Billiard Sports Association, and Ross Hamilton, representing Halo, the title partner of the World Snooker Championship. The runner-up receiving a silver medal and a cheque for £200,000. What a fortnight and what a player, Shaun Murphy. And the winner, receiving a cheque for £500,000, the trophy and the title, 2026 Halo World Snooker Champion. A star is born, and his name is Wu Yize. Once again, your champion, Wu Yize.
A first win for Wu, and it could be the first of many. What a spirit, what a heart, what a flair this man is, and how humble and how wonderful to hear his comments for his mum and dad. There they are, Guo Ping, his mum, and Wu Jipin, his dad. Fantastic scenes, and particularly emotional scenes there because of the sacrifices that this family has made to support this young fella.
Yeah, came over, they were living in a one-bedroom flat.